Again, this is Nick Lodato, and this is the second part of the Creating Accessible Documents in Word series. This is about lists. So let's get to it, and we'll move to hands-on. So again, let's start with our document. This is the what is wrong with this document, and this document has a problem. This is the same document without a problem. So let's again look at hidden characters. Now, there are characters that don't display when you look at it, those hidden characters like the tab character you see here and the space characters, the carriage return characters. But there's another kind of character, another kind of object that's in the Word file that you don't see. And those are the hidden commands that that tell Word how to display your document. It's the formatting, basically, and you don't see those commands. So today, as we did last time, we're going to talk about these hidden characters. And in this case, we're going to talk about lists. So here you have two lists. You have what's called an ordered list, that is, they are numbered. And again, this is poorly formatted. The one is spaced over, and then there's a tab to line up the text. There are hard returns, because if you didn't have a hard return, this line would go all the way to the left where the margin's set. So this, again, is not well formatted. Bullets, similarly, this is an inserted symbol, spaced over, tabbed over, so it looks good. The other document, when we display its hidden characters, you don't see many. You don't see those extra carriage returns. And when we walk down to the lists, you see that they're displayed kind of normally. They're indented. You don't see those extra carriage returns. If we look at styles, this is normal text. This is text formatted as a header. This is formatted as a list paragraph, as is this. This is a header in between, header 2. Going back to the problematic one and looking at its styles, as we scroll through, notice on the right that everything is still formatted as normal. So there's no information, formatting information, embedded in this document other than the bolding. So consequently, these things are not read well by a screen reader. This document's not. The earlier versions of screen readers would have actually read every one of these spaces. Blank, 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 blank. Today's newest versions actually will read this as one, but it will actually, depending on what mode you're using the screen reader, it'll stop at the end of every carriage return, reading a paragraph at a time. So it's less than optimal for a screen reader. And again, as we learned last time, the lack of headings in this document means that you can't navigate by jumping from one heading to another. So these invisible characters, let me try to give you an idea as to how they work. And we're going to not talk about Word for a second, but rather talk about something called HTML. So this is a flat text document. There's no formatting in it. This was done with Notepad. And it's two lists. So this is what it looks like when it's read by a browser. A browser interprets HTML. So I just want to give you an idea of what this hidden formatting looks like. It's much more complicated in Word, but in HTML, this command says this is a heading level 1, and that's what resulted in this list example being bold. This command, this is an HTML command, a markup, says start an unordered list, and this says end the unordered list. This says this is a list item, and this says end the list item. So when it's interpreted by a browser, it shows up as bullets. Ditto here, this is an ordered list that starts and ends here, and these are the list items. HTML interprets that as 1, 2, 3. So that's an example of how these embedded characters, which again are invisible in Word, describe how the text is to look. And those hidden characters are picked up by a screen reader to help the screen reader understand how to interpret the document, how to read the document. If it's a heading tag, it knows it can jump to the next heading when you give the keyboard command, jump to the heading. When it starts to read a list, it will say the word bullet. This is the first bullet. Bullet. This is the second bullet. When it's reading the ordered list, it will say 1, 2, 3 as it goes down a list. It will tell you that it's a list, which is a good thing. So that's really about it. To summarize, if you want to make an accessible document, format your lists using the list paragraph feature, either for bulleted lists, unordered, or numbered lists. And that's all we have for today. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back again. Thanks.